Yeah, I didn't recognize you, man. All right.
What's going on?
Oh, there's been a lot of water under the bridge, man. Speaking of bridges, you know. This looks like the beginning of the end here, or the end of the beginning. I don't know. Oh, you heard about my trip, didn't you? I mean, I went...
No, where you been, man?
Oh, man.
Well, so Jerry, what did you do? Did you go...
Let me tell you, I've been to Hollywood. Oh, I've been to Hollywood. Yeah. Remember that old Bing Crosby song? Yeah. Going Hollywood.
You're going Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, that's a friend of mine. You know, it's a person that shall remain nameless, but he's been a real good friend for a long time. And suddenly he says to me, he says, "Jerry, you want to go to Tahoe with me and see somebody married, you know, one of my nieces or something like that." I don't know, it was a cousin or niece or something. And so I said, "Well, yeah, but I haven't got any money." And he says, "Okay, we'll see how much you can get." So I don't know, I did a few hours of work for somebody, you know, got about $40. And I said, "Is that enough?" And he says, "Sure, I'm paying for most of it," you know, like that. So he says, "Hey, we're going to camp out. Look at the camping stuff. I got skillets, I got copper pots. We're going to stop. We're going to get weenies, beans, corn. We're going to have it all, man. You know, we're going to sleep out. It's going to be great." And I said, we were going.
What are you doing? I mean,
well, look.
Why were you thinking of going?
Here was the carrot. Here was the carrot. The carrot was, then we'll go to Hollywood right after the wedding in Tahoe. Okay, we'll go down to Hollywood, see my ex-girlfriend, and we'll stay at the place, no problem. You know, and then you can call these people that you've been avoiding calling. You know, certain people that I really did want to see and call. Okay. Yeah. It would take a little time, and I said, "Okay, let's do it." Jesus Christ, on the way out there, though, you know, like that. You know what? Here's the only place we slept outside. We slept outside in one of those things along the road that give you one of these kind of signs.
Yeah, KOA.
Yeah, KOA, right. But it was the parking lot, you know, and here so my friend says, "Let's take out the camping stuff and put it on, you know, here's the tent." Okay, well, we put the tent in the ground. It's in like asphalt, I think. I mean, that we're going to sleep on. And here's the only place we slept outside. We slept outside in one of those things along the road that give you one of these kind of signs.
Yeah, KOA.
Yeah, KOA, right. But it was the parking lot, you know, and here so my friend says, "Let's take out the camping stuff and put it on, you know, here's the tent." Okay, well, we put the tent in the ground. It's in like asphalt, I think. I mean, that we're going to sleep on. And I don't know, I get a thin blanket out or something like that. This thing gets too hot for him because he's a little bit heavy, okay? Now he's doing better, but, you know, he's a little bit heavy at that time, so he's getting hot inside the tent. He goes and sleeps outside, okay? He says, "I'm going to get on the bike, and at the crack of dawn, I'm going to be riding my bicycle." I says, "Terrific. You know, where are we?" You know, we're at Fort Stockton. We haven't even got out of Texas yet. Well, we're camping, you know, under the stars. All right, so I go to sleep, and I wake up, and he's gone. And I don't know where I am, you know, really. So I decided to walk across and get some coffee at this little place.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a big field out there between me and the coffee, okay, which is the only civilized section that I can see, you know, within miles of any geographical point of nomenclature. So I'm walking, and I hear this hiss, a little hiss, and a rattle of a snake tail. And I stopped frozen. I've never seen a goddamn snake, you know, like that close. I mean, we could have carried on a conversation like we're doing. What I did was to say, "Look, I'm sorry, this is your territory, I'll just go the other way." I go the other way for just a few feet, you know, like that. I hear another rattle. I'm in the middle of a bunch of rattlesnakes, and I'm feeling that rush, you know, like my legs won't move and so on. So I just do what any good toreador would have done. I said, "Fuck them," you know, like that, and walked right through the middle. And I did walk right through the middle, and they moved away. And I got to the other side. Yeah. I'm having my coffee. Yeah. And these types come in, you know, these types. These types coming in, you know, they just
Sorry that we were interrupted there.
No, it's like, it's cool. Because that's kind of the types that showed up, you know. There were a lot of Indians out there, you know, Indian types, and Mexican types, and cowboy types, man, and hats and stuff. Yeah. And they're looking at me like I'm something made out of cheesecloth, you know. And they said, "Well, where'd you come from?" I said, "Well, I came from that field." He said, "That field? What do you mean? You walked through that field?" I said, "Oh yeah, I had to get the coffee, you know, I just come straight through." And he said, "You walked through Snake City? And you still alive? And you even got no boots on." This cat over here, "Hey, we walked through Snake City." That's what he did. He's dumb as hell, you know, like that. Absolutely crazy as hell. So anyway, this is what I did. And so I'm waiting around, and I get my coffee, and I can't see Gary anyplace. I figure he's broke down on his bike already. So, all right, ding dong, I'm walking back. Now in the night, there's been one person pull up, a beautiful girl. And I'm saying, I walk past them like this. I just walk past them, you know? And she says to me, she gives me a quick look like this, like that, and walks on. And I say, oh, well, you know, maybe something was unzipped. I don't know. So later on, we find out that's that guy. That's that guy from Slacker. And these people are on their way to L.A., and she's got a job in the production company of some big company. And so we stop there in the middle of the screen, pick it up, take it over, you know. So you can cut away to a cat.
The cat.
Yeah, there's the cat.
Okay.
Cut away to the cat.
Big production company.
Yeah, big production company, you know, like that. And she's very proud of it, and they're heading straight on. And she thought that her friend had put her up to it, like, yeah, that's the guy from Slacker, but it really wasn't. And so we talked about movie making for about 10 minutes and gave her a pep talk, and she went on her way. And Gary comes back finally. He says, well, that's the last time I'll use my bike. I'll be darned about that bike, you know. He says, yeah, it's
a motorbike?
Oh, no, it's a bicycle. He's very good at it, you know, but it just...
He packed it in a box, he took it in this little car? What kind of car did you
We
drive?
had a little car the size of a sardine can with wheels. I don't know what it is.
You put a tent in there?
Yeah, and he put a tent, and we had, you know, my stuff, and then he had presents for the people, you know, when we get to Tahoe.
And the Bruce?
And then we had the bicycles. Yeah, oh yeah, we stopped every now and then for, instead of cooking out the corn and the beans, you know, like that, and the weenies, we stopped for the pizza and the beer, you know, something like that.
Pizza and the beer the whole way.
Oh, every now and then,
3
yeah.
days.
So this was going and going. But here's the good part. Shatner's book had come out about spilling all the beans. No, all the beans about the backstage work of Star Trek, you know, everybody.
Yeah.
And so what I did was read that book, and I, you know, shipped over, you know, into, you know, Leonard Nimoy's voice, you know, like that, Shatner's voice. So I was reading like a whole book, you know, it was a whole, you know, bloody animated book all the way along the way. And that took some of the edge off. But the strange thing happened when we got to Tahoe. Now, Tahoe is beautiful. You know, Tahoe is really, really nice. And we got there for this wedding. Well, the wedding, see, it was a 3-day wedding. I don't know, it's some kind of Denver Gate of the West type wedding. And here was this lady, you know, she's very nice, very pretty, getting married and so on. But the goon...
What's the point of meeting up with your friends?
Yeah, no, it's his people, you know, like that. Okay, well, he likes a couple of them.
What about your people?
Oh, no, that's Hollywood, that's later. See, we're gonna have time to call and have everything worked out. We're gonna have a couple of days, 3 days maybe.
Yeah.
That was the story. So 3 days later, we're still in Tahoe, and we're having weddings, and we're having coverage, and we're having this, and we're having presents, and we're having openings. I don't know what the hell was going on. I mean, it was a 3-day affair with a jerk. And the people that came to the wedding were like, I mean, they were dressed in boots and Levi's, and her side of the family. It was cowboy, and then her side was Barbie doll. Barbie meets, you know, the Lone Ranger is what this marriage really was, and it was very nice. That was the whole theme, I guess, of the marriage, you know. But all of the people were, you know, just real dorks. Not, you know, I mean, on his side of the family. But yeah, the good stuff was.
That was the scam?
Oh, what? No scam. I mean, actually, you know, some people when they get to what do you call a friend, relatives? See, I'm an only child, and I almost don't know what the word relative means. But it's all relativity, one guy said. But anyway, he gets there, and he wants her. The relative deal was this. I work my ass off, and I'll be a good guy. I mean, some of us are born with that idea, I've got to be a good guy, and so I have to prove it by working my ass off, you know, for you. And so he's working and doing this and moving chairs and moving, you know, bottles and setting up decorations and going out for the beer and everything. I mean, and then polishing the brass and whatever. So I'm trying to find something to do, okay? I make myself a little uncomfortable, and so I go in the closet mostly, you know, with a small drink in my hand or something, and I listen to the music from afar because I don't know anybody there. Okay. Well, after this excruciating situation is over, which was fun, you know, in a way, if you like to torture yourself or scrape your knee or give, you know, blood samples to nobody particular, I'm out of here. I want to get out of here. So we're on the road again, but here's the rub. Each of these places we pass through, Las Vegas, Tahoe, has gambling tables, blackjack, roulette. Oh, man. Well, I mean,
you went to Tahoe first?
No. We went through Vegas, and we saw, you know, the Great Pyramid of Wonder. You know, we wonder who's in there. Yeah, Luxor, and it's very, very nice and all that.
You're traveling down the main street of Vegas in this little sardine.
This little sardine can packed with stuff, right? With the tent sticking out.
Did you find a getaway there?
Oh no, we didn't bother. You know,
we slept on the street.
We've actually found some place. It was a great place. I don't know what it was. It was like, you know, sometimes they have great deals out there. You know, that's for
all
the losers.
Free food, the champagne,
yeah,
and
but
all that.
You got it, losers. You know, if it starts from the middle of town and gets lower and lower in price until you're out in the outskirts and it's like $10 bucks. If you've got 10 extra bucks, you can sleep here. You know, that kind of thing. So
we want the big gamblers.
Oh no! I'm telling you, he'd saved up money for over a year, and he was certain that he had a system and really wanted to try this. I'm all for luck, and I'm all for, you know, rolling the dice. You know that.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you finally get your money up to like $600, and you don't know when to quit. Yeah. That's when I'd say, yeah, you've got a little bit of a bite of an addiction going right there, or the bite of the asp is on your body. You know,
$600.
Let's say he did, and because I wasn't there, really, I think, you know, to say that's enough. Why don't we go now? We can buy some hamburgers now, you know, like that. We can actually get a room.
Then the chicks.
Yeah, you know, hey, we could do that too, you know. But I swear, it was lost within 5 minutes. The chips went down faster than you could unwind a tape like that. It was gone. That was it, you know, like that. I got one chip left. That's for the car in the parking lot. Okay, good. That went on for a couple of days, you know, and that scared me. Then we got to Tahoe and the same thing happened, but he finally lost. We'd lose and win. But then finally when you lose, you know, and you say, it's gone, there isn't any getting it back, then you get the idea, you know, gambling is not good. You know, there's no good, gambling is not the good thing. It's not a good thing. When you win, gambling is wonderful. But this time we finally got out of there with a lesson learned, you know. Yeah. So we're on our way to Hollywood, I think. Oh, good.
You've gone into California through Route 10?
Oh, we've gone, you know, Las Vegas, up to Tahoe, and then back down. And I'm saying to myself, okay, this is going to be fun.
Camping all the way.
Yeah, camping all the way. And we did camp out one more time. I think this time it was gravel that we slept on. But, you know...
No snakes.
No snakes, at least, you know, this time.
But water. What about rain?
No rain, no water, nothing, you know, like that. It was good. So we come into California. We can't find it. I mean, everything's changed. I haven't been there in 12 years. You know, it's frightening. It's frightening. You know, well, I took him into a place and I said, look, here's one of the places, you know, that everybody hangs out. It's night. And schmoozes, you know, like that. And he says, hey, this is just a coffee shop. I said, that's the idea. That's what Hollywood is all about. You've got your fancies and then you've got your coffee shops, and there you meet some people. And I said, look around. And he says, I don't want to look like a country bumpkin. And I said, we are country bumpkins. That's what we are.
That's what we do.
You know, like that's what we do. And so, but anyway, made a call, found out we had passed the girl's house. So we go retracing our steps. And yes, indeed, the sign is about the size of a Mack truck. Nobody could have missed it, but there's the sign. We turn there and we go into the very edges of Beverly Hills. Okay, we find the house, and it's an ex-girlfriend, so things work out pretty good, you know. For me, they worked out fine. I noticed that my friend was a little more uptight and a little more aloof than usual, and finally I'm saying, oh, I see, this is not working. We went out to the edge like Santa Monica and had a very nice sunset.
Yeah.
I noticed one fellow came by us very rapidly. I call him a black angel because, I don't know, out of the blue, you know, when I was just about to talk about my depression.
Rollerblading?
No, he was just fast moving. And this guy was in a suit, so you can figure, I don't know what it was, but he starts over here and I hear him singing. Don't worry. Be happy. Hey, that's fine. That's good reaction. That's great. And that's all we got was these two words, you know, like from left and right, like stereo. Don't worry. Be happy. And it was really, really like an angelic thing because that was it. Why worry? So we started being happy. We walked back up, got some brews, looked at the sunset, heard a great cover band and felt good, went into the mall, met her for coffee, you know, after hours sort of talk. And then when I get up in the morning all prepared to call, you know, my good friends, which I shall enumerate at a later date. No, actually I sat down at the goddamn phone and I did call lots of people. And we actually went to I said, come on. Oh, I went by them. And they're gone. I went by them, and they were gone. People were gone. I went to the Hamburger Hamlet, which is right across from Grauman's Chinese Theater, and at least, you know, I used to know people there.
Did you go inside and see it?
Oh, I went inside. No, not Grauman's, but went inside, you know, Hamburger Hamlet, which is right here, and they have a wonderful mural up there. And only in Hollywood could you have a mural where on one side it's Spielberg, and the other side it's Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones, and that's the entire mural, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so here's my idea. I'm saying to myself, I better sit down and call all the friends. Then I found out people die, people pass away, schools close, production offices fail and fold, and other people are just too exclusive to even call, and I don't know their numbers. Oh, well, this goes on for a little while, and I don't tell anybody. Our purpose there is to put our movie, which is called The Life You Save May Be Your Own. Okay, and I'm talking from me right now. The life you save may be my own. So we take this movie, and we're going up and down the trail of big production companies. I mean, big agencies.
Calling card on
big agencies, okay?
Yeah, big agencies.
Well, I figured that maybe my friend had an entree there.
Yeah.
And he was figuring, well, maybe my girlfriend has an entree there. Yes, she had an entree. She used to cater the joint. Okay, well, that was pretty good. She schmoozed, she catered. Okay, but that was long ago. That's 6 months. 6 months in L.A. I mean, you know, like 10 years ago. You're over, you're out, you're finished. You know, get your boots, get your check, and go home. And I was saying to myself, all right, my friend, why don't we just ask in the phone book and we go up and down? He says, okay, we're going to do that. We go to 2. Here's the story. He walks in and says, by the way, lady, this is security people. This is like guards, you know, like Tel Aviv, you know, it's a guard. And he's saying, who would I see that would watch unsolicited videos? And there's a chuckle that comes up from the back and says, nobody, you know, like that. And he goes,
File 13?
He goes, aisle 13, is that it? Or file 13 or the deep 6 or anything, you know. But you know, and so I said, that's good. He needed the rejection. Okay, so this is lesson 1. We go to the next place.
Didn't ICM?
No, it was ICM. Oh, and then we go to another one, which is another biggie. Okay, another biggie.
Agencies?
The same thing. Agencies were going. Well, we didn't get there yet, you know, but I'm coming up on it. So he fails again at this point, and I said, okay, Gary, I'm going to give you something right now. My friend, I'm going to give you a $200 chip. I want you to play it. Okay. I looked at the lady. She was kind of rude this time, and I said, oh, by the way, is my friend Hal Gefsky still chairman of the board of APA? You do know APA? And she says, oh, yes. I says, is he still? I don't know. Do you have the number? He says, I could get it. Never mind. We'll call outside. Thanks. So I made my little mark, you know, and left my stink behind, right? Of, okay, he's either real or a real asshole, you know. So we walk outside. I said, give me a quarter. Give me a quarter. I don't have any money. We put it in the dimes box, you know, and I call. And what we find out on the telephone is, oh, by the way, is my friend still there? And he says, oh, Mr. Gefsky, he's been booted upstairs. Yes, he's gone into retirement. Oh, really? Well, he still lived there at the Pick Fair, you know, in Beverly Hills, right? There's silence on the phone. Does he still live in Beverly Hills? He's still here in L.A. Oh, yes, he's in L.A. I said, fine, I know where he is. But we're not going to wake Mr. Gefsky up for a 30-minute video, you know, made in Austin, Texas by somebody that isn't known yet. So I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
okay.
But Austin's a pretty hot town, and they are interested.
That's right. They're interested, sure.
You know, one of the biggest.
But I'm telling you, that was a biggie. Okay, I'm not going to wake him up and say, hey, you know, let's talk.
That's true.
Okay, but I couldn't do that. But then comes the great idea. Remember that guy that we did a favor for? Yeah, the Richard Gere movie that's not out yet called Primal Fear. It's coming out in about a month. But this was about almost like half a year ago that all this happened. It seems like, you know, like that. So we did a favor for this guy named Skank. How's that for a name, eh? It sounds like the latest scent on the thing you don't want to wear, you know? I'm wearing skink, you know, like that. Stay 10 feet back, yeah. But anyway, he said, yeah, let's do it. That's William Morris Agency. Right, William Morris Agency. And that was Wiley Wiggins' agency, you know, because they had seen Rick Linklater's Dazed and Confused. And so we were doing a tape, sending Wiley's pictures back for the Richard Gere movie. And we did a very nice job and so forth. I don't think we were ever paid anyway. Talk about cheap. These big agencies know how to be cheap. Okay.
Well, they got a lot of overhead.
A lot of overhead, yeah. They got a lot of overhead. Blue sky. And I'm talking to this So
end
of the story. End of the story. Okay.
Kind of recall.
I say, okay, now give me another quarter, okay? He says, yeah, his name is Skink. And I said, you have the number? And he says, I actually have the number. I said, fine, we'll call. Okay, so he's got his private number, and we call Mr. Skink. He's just going into a board meeting. He says, oh, yes, I remember you quite vividly. Yeah, I started to say, yeah, we're the guys you stiffed. Remember? You didn't pay us a shit, like this. But no, Gary, my friend is very diplomatic, so he was on the line saying blah, blah, blah. And Mr. Skink says, bring it to my associate. He'll be downstairs in just a minute. He'll bring it right up to my desk, and I will see it. Yes, probably tonight. And I said, okay, good. We drive furiously to William Morris.
There was an inn.
Is that right?
There was an inn.
An inn? Oh, yeah, we got our foot in the door and all that.
That's
so we drive by, park, and he says, you want to come? You want to come? And I said, no, been there, done that. You go in. So it was feeling good when he came out, like something had really happened. Okay, so I said, now we can go. We went out to Santa Monica.
Had some, left something off.
Yeah, we ate some, whatever, carbuncles or snails or whatever they cook out there. Okay, it was fun, though. It was fun. And then we go back, we take a snooze, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I wake up, I'm ready to call again. I'm ready to do some business again.
Another contact.
And so he says, well, we're leaving. I said, hey, we're going to be here a couple of days. What can you do in a night, a day and a night? And so anyway.
No more money.
Well, evidently, now he gets paranoid about, I'm going to have to pay a couple extra days for this. I said, yeah, Tahoe's at Las Vegas. Las Vegas, let's go back to Vegas. Let's pawn the car. Okay, roll the dice one more time. Anyway, I pick up the phone one last time and called Michael. He's a good friend of mine, Marietta Merrick. She's the voiceover for the Robert Duvall movie that is again not released, called Stars Fell on Henrietta.
Yeah, it was released, but it bombed.
Oh, did it bomb? Did it bomb? Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad.
It's out on tape now.
Is it really? Well, I'd like to see it because she's got a nice voiceover thing on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I have a nice little scene in there too.
Oh, you're in it?
Yeah, I'm in it. I've got a small scene in there with Duvall.
Did you get some lines?
No lines. Well, I made them up, and he said, "Yeah, let's use them."
Yeah.
But it was still no pay, because this is Texas.
Than nothing.
This is
At
Texas.
least you're on screen time.
That's right. So I said, Marietta, her son thinks I'm some kind of. He came up to his mom and said, "This is the videotape I want you to watch," and it was Slacker. He says, "This guy's really good, don't you think?" And she kind of smiled and says, "Yeah, I taught him everything he knows." And it's true. We were old-time friends. Marietta was in the original Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Yeah.
And
she'd been in Texas.
Oh, she's very good. Very, very fine person. Good teacher and all that. Musical comedy, great, and all that.
Yeah.
So, but the boy's doing very well. And she said to me, when you go to L.A., call Michael up because he's got a great agent that wants to meet you.
Yeah.
Do I get a chance to meet the agent? No. I get a chance to call Michael up, and it's early in the morning, and he's got to shoot for Disney. So what I do is I don't even want to mention my name. I say, excuse please, and I hang up the phone. But it's one of those kind of phones where you can dial back. You know the number?
Uh-huh.
So this sleepy guy calls back, and I go, I don't know. Somebody called, but I don't know what the name was. Excuse me for the I don't know where he came from. And I'm putting the phone back now. Goodbye. So it's obviously so silly. I don't know why in the hell I did it, but I was too embarrassed. And so absolutely zero happened in L.A.
Yeah.
I'm going back with a feeling of a guy that's just been castrated and also had a lobotomy, Anyway, I knew that I needed, some kind of therapy. So I said to Gary, as we're going down the line, going back, we're getting out of Los Angeles, we're into the desert, and I said, pull the car over. And he says, this is the desert. And I said, no, pull it over and stop right now. I got to get out. Why? I got to mourn. For what? I got to mourn for a dead person, me. Like that. Something died back there now. I got to do it justice. And he says, are you crazy? And I said, maybe. But I got to get out of the car. I got to go. He says, okay, I'll be here in the coffee shop. Whatever. So I got out, went to the desert, and I swear to God, like the old man like Moses or like Abraham, like somebody, I'm down here on my knees, and I'm throwing sand, I'm throwing ashes over my head, and saying, why me? Like that. What do you want me to be? A plumber, a baker, an Indian, a candlestick maker, anything. Not an actor, right? It's over, it's finished, I'm dead. I'm doing the whole thing. I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm crying. Puke is coming out of my mouth, snot is rolling, and I've got tears. This went on for 20 minutes, but you can't do that forever. So I got myself kind of straightened up, brushed the dirt off, looked around, there's no snakes, there's no audience, there's nothing, and no reply. So I figured, well, that's it. I walked back, I said, hello, Gary, we can go now. He doesn't say a word for 20 minutes. We're riding. He says, "Is it okay now?" I said, "Oh, sure. That was then, this is now. How long can you be sad for a death?" It was my death. And I changed on that trip. I began to look forward to life. I wasn't on hold anymore. I knew that I had to make a future, and you had to generate it yourself. And that's the thing that changed in my whole life. I began to look for ways to be the actor. Instead of thinking my life is on hold, as soon as I get back to LA, I'll meet all my old friends and it'll start over again. What a crazy thing. No, this is not computer. This is not on tape. Life is real. Life is a thing that happens to you while you're making plans for your future. That's about it. Anyway, that's that.
We got something.
We got something. You know, it's up to you to find it.
We're just gonna roll the whole thing, man. Top to bottom.
Let's go away.
We're just gonna roll the whole thing, top to bottom, man. It'll work.
I've been stuck. And there'd been a big neon sign in front of me and the rest of my life called, "Oh, excuse me, you have no future." The end of the movie was here. You're on borrowed time, you're the dead walking, you know.